I got cut off. Sorry about that. But yeah, going back into the whole pretty privilege thing is that, or pretty disadvantage, I'll call it. And of course, we know there's ugly disadvantage and all that. But people, like, there's so many layers to all of this. And one thing that's okay, I told this story many years ago when I was in San Diego, California, and I was recording back then. I told a story about a woman who will remain nameless. She had been overweight, presumably her whole life. She had weight loss surgery. I won't get too specific about which kind, but maybe you can figure it out. And actually, I can just say it. She had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, if I remember correctly. And she ended up getting what they call plastics, aka plastic surgery. But I noticed in the weight loss surgery community, they love to call it plastics for some reason. But she went and had that done. But before she did, she told a really sad story of something that had happened to her. So when she lost her weight, she went from being a large woman who a lot of men would have probably overlooked if we're having that honest conversation. She has very striking eyes and everything, but a lot of guys would have probably overlooked her. But then when she lost weight, she became a hottie. Straight up, no chaser, girl became a hottie. But this was before she had had her skin removal surgery. And she had mentioned how she had slept with, I want to say this one guy in particular, and he didn't realize what he was quote unquote getting himself into because he's looking at her with her clothes on as this beautiful woman that he's drawn to, not realizing that, this beautiful woman has scars from her, previous body type and everything, the excess skin, the stretch marks, all that stuff. Again, this was before she had it removed. And how much it hurt her, of course, as it would anybody just about. I don't know how it couldn't hurt. And it's like, if I sleep with a man, he knows what he's getting into, okay? He knows what he's getting into, okay, because of how big I am. There's no mystery. There's no like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize she was that big. Like, then that's your problem because I don't know what to tell you. But when you're a woman who you lost a lot of weight and you did not get the body lift yet, then a lot of these guys don't realize that you're quote unquote not perfect until you take off your clothes. And I think that's so superficial and tacky and stupid. And I would never judge somebody in that way and everything, but then again, I'm obese. And so there's a certain sensitivity, I think, I'm not saying this is true for everybody, but a lot of us have when we are quote unquote imperfect ourselves, and so maybe if I had never been fat, I would be different. I'm sure I would be, in fact, but certainly as I am today, I would never, like if I was intimate with somebody in that situation, I would never think, ew, like you look gross or ill or just like, that's not what I thought it was or so, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what happened to her. And so like, I don't think he directly was horrible to her. Verbally, like said she looked awful, but something like she noticed he kind of, I think, ghosted her after the fact, and she got the vibe that it had to do with her body looking different than what he thought it was going to look. So, and that's another thing. When a guy hooks up with you because you're beautiful and then your looks from his perspective fades as they naturally will with time, if he was drawn to you just for your looks and not really for who you are, that can also, come to hurt you, And so anyway, I don't know. It's confusing, but there's definitely, I think that there's more to being pretty than privilege is all I'm saying. I think it can be dangerous to be pretty. I think it can be kind of isolating. And that's another thing. People will bully you for being pretty. I have seen people who are physically attractive get bullied because they're physically attractive. That's literally why they're being bullied, because it makes other people feel some type of way. And it's super sick and sad. Girl down here, beautiful girl, is no longer with us because she couldn't take it anymore. She was so pretty. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, this is what we're doing now. Like, I understood me being bullied as a kid because, I was fat, I was unattractive or whatever. But she was so pretty. But absolutely, it's happening. So anyway, end rant. I just wanted to get that off my chest because a lot of people are starting to talk about this stuff. So and I've talked about it in the past. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Bye.